Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and today I'm going to be making a Dream Redskins off-season video. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel for Redskins and NFL content 3 to 6 times a week, depending on how crazy the week is. But let's get started. This video is going to be free agency, best case scenario, draft, a little bit of draft, and personnel, who we want in the front office. So it won't be too much in depth of free agency or draft. It will be overview because I will be going more into detail once it gets closer. So, and I'll make separate videos for that. So currently we have $42 million in cap space. So we're going to make the obvious cuts. We're going to cut Josh Norman. So that should put us at 40. We're at 42, so that should put us at about 54 million in cap space. And then we're going to cut Jordan Reed's probably going to retire, so we might do a settlement there, but we'll see. So that helps us even more. It puts us around 64. And then we're going to cut Paul Richardson. Paul Richardson, that's debatable. It really depends on what Ron Rivera wants to do, but that's what I'm thinking right now. And then Sweat, Reuben Foster. Most of these guys right here we're going to keep. Those were the main guys. There's obviously a bunch of these. We have 63 players on the roster right now. A bunch of these guys won't be on the roster next season once this final cuts come in. So here are the free agents that I want us to get, and it's not all of them, but these are the main ones. So, right here. So Trey Boston, James Bradberry both played under Ron Rivera in Carolina last year. I think Trey Boston had 3 picks. So did James Bradberry. They both played pretty good. Both pretty young players. Jack Conklin, a very good right tackle. If we can get him and re-sign Eric Flowers and Brandon Sheriff, our line will be a top 5 line in the NFL. Morgan Moses just hasn't done good this year. That's another cut I can add. Let's see, Morgan Moses. If we get Jack Conklin, and then Austin Hooper had 800 yards, like 8 touchdowns as a tight end next year. He's super young too, 25 years old. And we can also draft a tight end later in the round, later in the draft, in the 3rd, 4th round. But this gives us a very good tight end for us to work with, and Dwayne Haskins to have a great pass catcher. Also, going to re-sign John Bostic. Had a really good year for us. I feel like very underrated, and he can come back, give us some depth. If Cole Holcomb or Reuben Foster get hurt next year, and then re-sign Eric Flowers and Brandon Sheriff, who were elite last year. So Trey Boston, this is just going to be the annual. So that's about $5 million for Trey Boston. We're going to do 7 for James Bradberry. Conklin's going to be a little expensive, but he's worth it. 12 million. Austin Hooper is going to be at 8.2 million, is what I'm guessing. Could be. Guys, don't like quote me on these things. I'm just guessing. If I think he's going to be interesting to watch what he gets. I think it's going to be around that. Bostic, I'm saying 3 mil, 3.5. Eric Flowers played really good this year. He's going to be on a lot of teams' radars, but I think he will ultimately come back with us if we give him a reasonable offer. And he is going to be pretty expensive. Not as expensive as, obviously, the elites, but he's still going to be pretty expensive. And then Brandon Sheriff is going to be about 14 mil. So that puts us at about $4 million in cap space, which is a lot. Let me make sure. Okay, so the contracts look good. I might be. Oh, that's because I didn't release Josh Norman. Okay, so we're at 17 mil now, and I think also let's restructure the contract for Trent Williams. Let's put him at 15. If he comes back, it's probably going to be for a restructure. So we're going to give him 15.5 mil. Give him an extra mil this year, or just give him more guaranteed. This right here, Ryan Kerrigan, is very interesting to see what we do with him. We could trade him or keep him. It really depends. So that puts us about 16 million cap, and obviously we need to sign a backup quarterback and a lot of depth guys for our team. But also after really like player number like 30, after Fabian Moreau, a lot of these players. I mean, there's a few obviously Terry McLaurin, Monte Nicholson, these guys, but Kavion Webster, Cody, Senesbaugh, or whatever. I'm not going to pronounce his name, but all these guys who got off the streets at the end of the year that make barely anything, we're not going to have them. So we're really probably at like 20 million cap space still, and that gives us our offensive line is going to look like and think about this also. This is if Trent Williams comes back. If not, we got an extra 15 mil in cap space. So, but it'll look like Trent Williams if Trent Williams comes back. Eric Flowers, Chase Roulier, Brandon Sheriff, and Jack Conklin. That'll be an elite line for the year. And then our defense is going to look so nice, and we have good coordinators to put our players in position to succeed. Okay, and then in the draft, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but what I want to do obviously is take Chase Young with a number 2 pick. We just got to bolster our D line, and he will be amazing. Him, Montez Sweat, and even Ryan Kerrigan, because we're moving to the 4-3, will be amazing. I want to try to trade maybe a few, like we could try to trade Paul Richardson or someone and try to get a low round pick or something, or even trade Kerrigan. I don't want to, but if we can get a second round pick for him, which we probably won't, but if we can get a second round pick for him, that's too hard to deny, to pass up. And Trent Williams also, if he doesn't want to come back, we also have a second round pick. So for the second round pick, if we do have one, I want to first round, obviously Chase Young. Second round, I'm thinking if we get these guys right in free agency, then in the second round, I probably want a cornerback, and then late. Our receiving core is really good, guys, but it's still not amazing. So I'm looking at, I think Justin Jefferson out of LSU. He's looking really good. I want him. He's a later round pick, but he is amazing. His production in college is just crazy. He's 20 years old. He's gonna turn 20 on I think January something. He's really young, and I think he can be another bright spot for our receiving core. And in the later rounds, just draft some offensive linemen because we don't have much depth at the offensive line position. So, and here's the thing, guys. Here's the real question, guys. If someone comes up to us and gives us like 3 first round picks or 2 first round picks and a second round pick to move up like 5 spots for the second pick, would you do it? I would be tempted. I don't know, because that means we could get like Jeffrey Okuda, a tackle, and not a corner, like a receiver in the first round. That would be nasty. That's just me though. I don't know. I'm borderline with that, but I think we should stay put and take Chase Young. So that's pretty much my draft. Take Chase Young, try to get a second round pick and move up. If not, draft a tight end in the 4th-ish round, maybe Justin Jefferson in the 3rd. We'll see where he is projected to go. And then the later round guys, try to get some corners and maybe even a wide receiver. No running backs for now. We got AP, Darius Geis, and Bryce Love for now. So, and finally, for front office, I've really got 2 options right now. My number one, I want us to get either keep or promote Kyle Smith to GM, Kyle Smith, or hire Louis Riddick or Morocco Brown, which are realistic options. Like obviously, there's better GMs in the league and candidates, but like Jeff Ireland, others that I've mentioned before, but they aren't really on the Skins' radar, and probably because they're unattainable, we can't get them from those teams. But I think Kyle Smith, if he has another really good draft, I would love for him to be promoted to GM. I will be making another video about that for Kyle Smith. And then if not Kyle Smith, I think Louis Riddick would be a really good hire, or Morocco Brown, who has ties with the Redskins, who used to be a GM or scouting director or something here before with Joe Gibbs and Snyder. I think that would be great. Tell me what you guys think about what I put together for our team. I'll look at it right here. You can see our offensive line is so good. And then here's another thing, Alex Smith. If we trade this player right here, 20 million in cap. 20 million is gone. 20 million. And I think this could be to the Bears. And they don't do picks here, but they would probably give us like a 5th round pick or something. But it would really for us just to be to get rid of Alex Smith for the cap space. The only really controversial things I did here was cut Morgan Moses, but I think you guys would all be fine with that if we get Jack Conklin. If not, I'm okay with keeping Morgan Moses, but that's just me. Trent Williams, this is the big it factor right here. If he stays, we're good for 3 years. We got that, or 2. We'll have to extend him and give him about 14 mil, 15 mil a year. He really is just worried about guaranteed. But then that really relieves us of drafting any tackles in the draft, especially if we get Jack Conklin. So tell me what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe, share the video, and turn on those notifications. Peace.